Have you ever wondered about the science behind Spider-Man or the Hulk? Well, welcome to the wild world of genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is like the Wild West of science, where the only limit is your imagination and perhaps a few pesky ethical guidelines. Scientists have been tinkering with genes for years, leading to some pretty outlandish experiments. For instance, did you know about the time scientists tried to create glow-in-the-dark cats? Yes, you heard it right. By inserting a gene from a jellyfish, they hope to make our feline friends light up like a Christmas tree. The results? Let's just say it's a good thing cats have 9 lives. And speaking of 9 lives, let's not forget about the super intelligent mice. Scientists, clearly inspired by Pinky and the Brain, decided to see if they could create a mouse with the brain power of Einstein, so they tinkered with certain genes in mice, hoping to boost their intelligence. The verdict? Well, let's just say we're still waiting for the first mouse to win a Nobel Prize. Then there was the time scientists thought, hey, why not make a zebra without stripes? Because apparently the laws of nature just weren't good enough. They manipulated the genes responsible for the zebra's iconic black and white pattern, and presto, a zebra that looked more like a horse. Between you and me, I think they are trivial, or at least suffering from emptiness. And let's not forget about the infamous spider goats. Yes, you heard that right. In an attempt to create a new form of super strong silk, scientists spliced together the genes of a spider and a goat. The result? Goats that could produce spider silk in their milk. So, while we haven't quite managed to create a real-life Spider-Man or a Hulk, the science of genetic engineering is full of surprises. It's a world where glow-in-the-dark cats, super-intelligent mice, stripeless zebras, and spider goats are all part of the scientific journey. And who knows what crazy experiment is right around the corner. As we delve deeper into this fascinating field, one thing is for sure. The possibilities are as limitless as our imaginations. Now that we've had our laughs, let's dive into a question that's been on everyone's mind. Can we actually create superheroes? It's a thrilling thought, isn't it? Imagine a world where humans could lift cars with one hand or sprint faster than a cheetah. This is the stuff of comic books and blockbuster movies, but could it ever be a reality? Let's take a step back and think about what it would take to create a superhero. We're talking about genetic engineering, a science that involves manipulating an organism's DNA to achieve desired traits. In the case of a superhero, we would be looking at enhancing human abilities. Think increased strength, speed, or even the ability to regenerate lost limbs. Yet, this isn't as straightforward as it sounds. Our bodies are complex machines, with each gene playing a unique and often interrelated role. These machines were made by God, the wise and all-knowing. Altering one gene could have unexpected effects on others, potentially leading to unforeseen consequences. Consider the concept of increased strength. This would require not just enhanced muscle fibers, but also changes to our skeletal structure to support the additional weight and power. Plus, our cardiovascular and respiratory systems would need to be supercharged to deliver the necessary oxygen and nutrients. But it's not just the science that's complicated. Even if we succeed in creating this superhuman monster, does he still have the characteristics of human beings? What will it be? There's a hefty dose of ethical considerations to digest too. If we could engineer superheroes, should we? What would this mean for societal norms and inequality? Who gets to decide who becomes superhuman and who doesn't? There's also the question of consent. Would it be right to alter a person's genetic makeup without their understanding and agreement? And what about the potential for misuse by those with less than heroic intentions? While the idea of creating superheroes is exciting, it's also fraught with ethical and scientific challenges. And yet, the human race has never been one to shy away from a challenge. We've split the atom, walked on the moon, and mapped the human genome. So can we create superheroes? But who knows what the future holds? Before we can dive into the world of superheroes, we need to understand the basics of human heredity. So, let's break it down. At the heart of human heredity are 3 key components: genes, DNA, and chromosomes. Picture these as the building blocks that shape everything about us, from our hair color to our susceptibility to certain diseases. Now let's start with genes. Think of genes as the recipe books of our bodies. They're tiny bits of information that dictate how we should be put together and function. Each gene holds the instructions for making a specific protein, and proteins are the workhorses of our bodies. They construct, operate, and repair nearly everything in our cells. Next up, we have DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, if we're feeling fancy. DNA is the language in which our genes are written. It's a long, twisted molecule that looks a bit like a ladder if you could see it. This ladder is made up of pairs of 4 different bases, represented by the letters A, C, G, and T. The order of these bases is what forms the instructions in our genes. Finally, we come to chromosomes. If genes are our recipe books and DNA is the language, then chromosomes are the bookshelves. They are long, coiled structures that hold our genes. Humans typically have 46 chromosomes, 23 from each parent. And here's where it gets interesting. When cells in our body divide, they duplicate their DNA so each new cell gets a complete set of chromosomes. This is how traits get passed on from generation to generation. But sometimes, as with any copying process, mistakes happen. These variations or mutations can lead to differences in traits. Some can be as simple as having blue eyes instead of brown, while others can lead to genetic disorders. Understanding human heredity is the first step in unraveling the mysteries of genetic engineering. So, now that we've covered the basics, we're one step closer to cracking the code of our genes and, who knows, maybe even creating our very own superheroes. Now, let us take a moment to appreciate the wonders of creation and the wisdom of the only one God, the Creator. Our world is a vibrant tapestry of life, teeming with a diversity that's simply staggering. From the tiniest microorganisms, unseen by the naked eye, to the largest mammals roaming our continents, life on Earth is a marvel of complexity and adaptation. Each creature, each organism, each life form is a testament to the boundless creativity of the nature creator. Consider for a moment the humble bacterium. These single-celled organisms have existed for billions of years, surviving in some of the most extreme conditions imaginable. They reproduce quickly, adapting to their environment at an astonishing rate. Now let's scale up and consider the behemoths of our world. The blue whale, the largest animal ever to have lived, is a testament to the grandeur of life. In the realm of the avian, the albatross showcases an impressive adaptation. These birds are built for long-distance flight, spending most of their lives in the air, covering thousands of miles in a single journey. They've mastered the art of wind and wave. And let's not forget the intricate dance of pollination, a cooperative venture between flowering plants and insects. This delicate interaction, honed over millions of years, is a marvel of mutual benefit and survival. From the microscopic to the monumental, life on Earth is a fascinating mosaic of adaptation, survival, and reproduction. Each creature, each species, each life form adds a unique thread to the tapestry of life, showcasing the boundless creativity and ingenuity of the natural world. The natural world is full of wonder and beauty, a testament to the creativity of the Creator. Now that we've explored the basics of genetic engineering, it's time to look to the future. Picture this, a world where we are not just mapping our genetic code, but actively reshaping it to prevent disease, enhance human abilities, and even engineer better crops. This isn't a science fiction tale from a glossy novel, it's the remarkable reality of the Human Genome Project. The potential applications are as vast as our DNA strands themselves, from revolutionizing the way we treat diseases to enhancing our understanding of human. The Human Genome Project promises to propel us into a new era of scientific discovery. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll explore the groundbreaking Human Genome Project and its potential to revolutionize medicine, agriculture, and more.
I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more science videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.